Hello, you are listening to Albert's Broken Record, the podcast where we compare the top 10s of the UK singles and US Billboard Hot 100 of a given week and decide which has a better week. So I'm going to do this by comparing the songs at the same position in each country and give a point to the winner and see which country has the most points at the end. So these are the top 10s in each country as of the 4th of September 2022. So, let's kick things off by talking about the songs at number 10. So, at number 10 in the UK this week was Doja by Central C. And in number 10 in the US was Wait For You by Future featuring Thames and Drake. Now, with this one, I'm not sure why Doja has had so much success. I mean, the beat is nice, but apart from the infamous line, to me, it's just completely unmemorable. And at 1 minute 46 seconds, I mean, it's barely a song. This guy is clearly not untalented. I actually quite like the freestyle he did recently that was about UK versus US slang, which was fun. So I think that this guy can do better, but this one to me just sucks. Whereas Wait For You, I do like a lot. It's been on my playlist for a few months now. I mean, mainly because of the Thames hook. But yeah, this is a clear win for the US in my book, so that's UK 0, USA 1. Next up to the song is number 9, so in the UK we've got Big City Life by Lude and Matafix versus Late Night Talking by Harry Styles in the US. This one is a lot closer actually than the previous, so I actually really liked Lude's version of Down Under, which got a lot of success in the UK here. Which was fun. This song is doing a similar thing with the original Big City Life. But I think for me, I have to go with Late Night Talking on this one. It's interesting to me how Harry's singles are performing a lot better in the US at this moment and have stuck around a lot longer than in his home country. I'm guessing radio play has made a big factor in that. But I do like Late Night Talking. It's not my favourite song ever, but of these two songs, I think it's the one I would rather listen to and would rather see come up on a playlist. So yeah, I'm going to have to say UK 0, USA 2. Number 8, we've got Under the Influence by Chris Brown in the UK versus I Ain't Worried by One Republic in the USA. Now come on UK, it's 2022. How are we still giving Chris Brown hits? I mean, the beat is quite nice on this one, but I've always hated Chris Brown's voice, even if he wasn't such a terrible human being. I Ain't Worried is a song that I thought was a bit overhated by some people. I personally like it. Maybe it's just because I like the Top Gun movie, but yeah, this is a clear win for the USA on this one. I don't know why you would want to listen to Under the Influence, even if it wasn't by someone as terrible as Chris Brown. So, UK 0, USA 3. Number 7, we've got Not Over Yet by KSI featuring Tom Grennan. And in the US, we've got About Damn Time by Lizzo. Even if I didn't know who KSI was, I would assume he'd played a lot of FIFA, as this sounds like it was made in a lab to be the perfect FIFA song. If you don't know what that is, FIFA's a popular football video game, has a lot of songs that sound a lot like this one. I wouldn't really want to listen to this over and over again, but I wouldn't turn it off if it came on the radio. I think this is decent, and I think it's on a similar level to a lot of KSI's other music. But again, this one's got to be a clear one, because About Damn Time is one of the songs of the summer. I'm a sucker for disco, and it's a clear win for Lizzo, so it's got to take it to UK 0, USA 4. Songs at number 6 are Ferrari by James Hype featuring Miggy De La Rosa versus You Proof by Morgan Wallen in the USA. I'm a bit of a novice on country music, but there is country music I like. I've even heard a few Morgan Wallen songs I like. There was a lot of controversy with that guy. Not something that was big in the UK where I'm based, but I'm not a fan of this one, I have to say. It's got a really bland trap country beat underneath it. The lyrics are kind of forgettable. I don't really like this one at all, I have to say. Ferrari, on the other hand, also has kind of forgettable lyrics, but that beat is so good. It's so catchy and so fun. That actually the UK has got to take the clear win here, so bringing it back, UK 1, USA 4. Number 5 in the UK is Super Freaky Girl by Nicki Minaj. In the US, it's I Like You, a Happier Song by Post Malone featuring Doja Cat. Super Freaky Girl uses such an obvious sample, this obvious spelling gimmick, but I just can't hate it. You can tell Nicki's having fun, and I like this one. I Like You has grown on me from my first listen. It's still very basic. You can tell that Posty wanted to go in a different direction with this album and wasn't that bothered about this one, but he was being lent on by the label to come up with something that the radio could grab onto, which it clearly has with this one. This was a bit closer here, but it's got to be Nicki taking this one. It's a lot more fun than I Like You, so that's the second point for the UK. UK 2, USA 4. Number 4 in the charts, we have again I Am Worried by One Republic, and in the US is Sunroof by Nicky Yor and Daisy. This one is kind of close too. I can absolutely see somebody finding a song like Sunroof annoying, but for me, it's this kind of nice summer jam. It's the kind of song that you'd want to have around for a few months, and then we would kind of forget about. I mean, I Am Worried is basically the same song, but for me, it's just a little bit better. I mean, that might be a bit of a controversial one, but that's just my thoughts on that. So, UK 3, USA 4. At number 3, we've got B.O.T.A, Baddest of Them All by Eliza Rose and Interplanetary in the UK versus Super Freaky Girl by Nicki Minaj from the US. So, B.O.T.A came out of nowhere, kind of, to me, to reach number 1 in the UK. And it's one I do really like. It has this really cool, laid-back vibe to it. That I just think is really enjoyable. I think I still have to give this one to Nicki. I mean, Super Freaky Girl is a stupid song, but it's just so catchy. It's so fun. So yeah, I think Nicki has just got to take this one. So that's UK 3, USA 5. At number 2, we have Forget Me by Lewis Capaldi for the UK versus Bad Habit by Steve Lacy in the USA. I mean, this is as easy as it comes. Lewis Capaldi sucks. Bad Habit is an awesome song. I think Bad Habit is probably my favourite of these 20 songs or however many. I'm really rooting for it to go to number 1 in the US. I really hope it dethrones the next song to get to number 1. But yeah, so Bad Habit is the easy winner here. I have to be fair that this is actually one of the better Lewis Capaldi songs I've heard. It's a lot better than Before You Go or Someone You Loved. But it's still a Lewis Capaldi song, and I don't really like it. It's really not very good. So that's UK 3, USA 6. And for number 1, we have I'm Good, brackets Blue, by David Guetta and Baby Rexha in the UK, and As It Was by Harry Styles in the USA. Now, I'm torn with this. I can't decide if I hate I'm Good for taking just such an iconic hook and just doing a worse version of it, or like it because ultimately it's still using that iconic hook. I think I'm just leaning towards being in the middle, really, and that it's just a bit meh. I can't really bring myself to hate it, but all it makes me want to do is really listen to Eiffel 65 and listen to, I'm Blue, the classic. I mean, I really hope those guys are getting some handsome royalties off this. I'm sure they are, but I'm not really sure why you'd want to listen to this one when that original one exists, but, I can't hate it. As It Was has to be the clear winner here, though. I mean, I'm a bit sick of it being top of the Hot 100 at this point, so many months on, but it's still one of the songs of the year, for sure, and I can see why it's been so praised by both critics and taken to the hearts of so many people. So yeah, it's got to be UK 3, USA 7. So, looking at the final scores on the doors, UK had 3 points, USA has 7, so it's a clear win for the USA, but I think overall we're in a good place with the charts. There's a lot of good songs I really like. It's definitely more songs I like than dislike in the top 10 of both countries. So yeah, that is the Alba's Broken Record for this week. Next week I'll be looking at doing this next week. Hope you like it. Thanks for listening.